Hi, I'm board certified divorce lawyer Christopher Bruce, and I want to tell you my top 10 manipulative tactics to be on the lookout for that your husband might use during your divorce. Number one, cutting off your access to marital funds. He very well might take all of the money. How do you deal with that? Try to get some of the money before the divorce case is filed and before he knows about the divorce. Number two, quitting a job to reduce his income so he doesn't have to pay you alimony or child support. How do you deal with this? Well, you can't force him to work, neither can any judge, but you need to work with a lawyer who understands how to impute income to him to prove what he could be making if he didn't quit his job to reduce his income. Number three, racking up debt. Some of these men, when they get wind of the divorce, will try to start racking up debt, thinking that you might be responsible for paying it. And guess what? In many circumstances, the debt they accumulate could be yours. How do you avoid this? Well, you try to keep the divorce a secret. Don't tell him what you're plotting. So if you're worried about him racking up debt, it could make sense for you to file for divorce sooner rather than later. Number four, filing frivolous motions in the divorce case. Expect him to be a jerk through the court system. So how do you deal with this? You have to have an approach designed to get your case over with. For many people, the best thing to do is to have your attorney get a trial date as soon as it's available and you're ready to go to trial so that the divorce does not drag out forever. Five, refusing to settle. That's what he's probably going to do during the divorce. How do you deal with that? Look, you just can't negotiate in circles with somebody that's making ridiculous demands. You can make reasonable settlement efforts, but you have to stop negotiating with somebody that's not really negotiating, but is fake negotiating. Get your lawyer to get that trial date so that if he doesn't settle, you can get your case finished through the court system. Trying to intimidate you. He's going to try to scare you into thinking your divorce is going to be the end of the world. It's going to happen. How do you deal with this? Don't talk to him. As much as possible, cut off communications. Playing the victim. Trying to make it seem like you're the one ruining him. He'll do this to anyone who will listen. Friends, family, the court system. It's just what he's going to do. How do you deal with this? It's usually best not to engage with other people, but if you have to defend yourself to others and to deal with it in court, stick to the facts. Usually with these people, the actual provable facts show that he's not the victim. He's just full of nonsense. Reputation smears. He will use litigation and his words to try to smear your reputation to anybody who will listen. How do you deal with this? Well, it is similar to the victim playing that he's probably going to do. It's best not to even talk to these other people who he's going and spreading vicious crap about you towards. The reason is they probably, believe it or not, see what your husband's doing as just low class and aren't really listening to it. Most people don't want to get involved at other people's divorces, and they really start to think low of somebody who's going and trashing their spouse to other people. When it comes to defending your reputation in the court system, if you have something like child custody to where you really have to be cognizant of what he's doing, then you'll be able to prove that he's full of nonsense by proving the facts in court. Then if he's doing something that's really besmirching your reputation in the community and is going to have an effect on you going forward, there is the option to deal with libel or slander lawsuits to really put him in his place and make him pony up if he's actually caused you damages. Most people don't think about that, but think Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, all that stuff. You can get damages when people try to slander your reputation in the divorce process or as part of it. Love bombing. Yeah, you may have filed for divorce, but he's going to keep messing with your head. I love you. I can't live without you. Come back to me. You're amazing. I'm sorry. I'll change. Blah, 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 blah. And sometimes, hey, I need you. If I don't have you, like, I don't know how I can exist. Maybe even vague threats of self-harm. This is the stuff that's going to happen. How do you deal with it? Look, you just don't talk to the person. And if the person is threatening self-harm, you don't have to be there for them. You can call 911 if they're concerned. Leave it to the authorities. It's no longer your problem. Generally, the motto here is just say no to communication with your husband during the divorce. Manipulating kids and family. Boy, this is hard. It is also evil, but your husband still might do it. If he talks to the kids, if he spreads lies about you to the children, you really don't have any choice but to talk to the children about it. How do you do that? You just talk to the children about what the facts are. You try to keep from disparaging your husband to them. And if you can make it happen, get them to a really great therapist to help support them in the divorce process. Understand though, children are smarter than you think. Usually they can see through things your husband is saying about you that just aren't true. Number 10, lying, lying, lying. These guys will sometimes lie. They'll lie in your relationship. They'll lie during your divorce case. They'll lie on the witness stand at trial. The same nonsense keeps getting regurgitated. In many cases, it's just not true. They will lie. They will not care that they're lying. Most of the time, in my experience, when they're lying in court, the judge will know they're lying. They still keep doing it because they think they are smarter than everyone and everyone will believe them. Just understand that that's probably going to happen. Most of the time, you can use this to your advantage. Most of the divorce court judges that I'm in front of, the second that they see somebody's a liar, boom, they're not going to believe much of anything that they have to say. And in those areas of the divorce case where the judge has discretion on what to do, and that's a lot of the areas of divorce, they're going to be more inclined to rule in your favor when they think your spouse is a liar. So look, there's way more manipulative tricks these men can come up with, but I was told to make this a 3 to 7 minute YouTube video. I don't know if I've accomplished that. Got more questions about this stuff, put it in the comments below. We have a lot of free resources available in the description. I have a book, Control Your Difficult Divorce, and How to Divorce Your Controlling, Manipulative, Narcissistic Husband, that I think would be on point for anybody who's resonating with this stuff. If you're seriously contemplating divorce and you live in Florida, I welcome your contact to my law firm. Myself or one of my partners can sit down with you, get your questions answered, help you come up with a strategy for dealing with your husband and approaching your divorce with competence.